Hi, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Condo Insider, which is put together or put on with Hawaii Council of Community Associations, which has been in existence. We were born in 1975, and about the last 7 years, we've been doing these Condo Insider shows, and we have accumulated a huge library of information and valuable resources for condominium owners and condominium boards on a lot of different topics. They range from updates in the law to products and services. So really a vast array of resources that are available. Even if you live in a condo, there's a lot of resources there as well. So today I have with me is Daintry Bartoldus. Hope I didn't butcher that name.
All right.
And she is with the Disability Center, and they have a new thing. It's really kind of cool. It's called Smart911. So I'm going to turn it over to Daintry to tell us all about Smart911. And I think this is going to be so valuable, especially since our population is aging. We have more older people than we have younger people in Hawaii's population. So it's going to be really important for all of us to register on Smart911 as we go forward. Even younger ones should be able to put information in there, because sometimes there's something that we take for granted, right? That everybody should know, but it's important. So Daintry, I'll let you take it from here.
Thank you so much. So the executive director for the Hawaii State Council on Developmental Disabilities. And, this is just kind of going off the tail of our civil alert. That really prompted me to really do more public awareness on Smart911, which is a framework. And I'd like to emphasize the importance of proactive community support on how 911 aligns with commitment to serve our most vulnerable populations with dignity and care. And as you said earlier, Smart911 is for anybody. When an emergency situation happens, when something scary happens to a child, their home, and their mom or dad collapses, maybe they had a diabetic seizure or something along those lines. Smart911 can, the phone number is called from, will automatically bring up a profile of the people living in that home. So the dispatcher can help you through things. Let's say a 9-year-old called because their grandma collapsed or their dad collapsed. And the Smart911, the operator could easily start talking about, oh, is this about your mom? Or is this about your dad, your grandma? And coax it to get the correct information out. Because as you know, when an emergency or a scary situation happens, we freeze a little bit. So Smart911 is a public safety service that allows individuals to create secure profiles with crucial information that first responders can access during an emergency. This system, particularly for our vulnerable population, the elderly, individuals with disabilities, will help also identify the access and functional needs. So they'll know right away if this person utilizes a walker, a wheelchair, they need insulin, oxygen. So right away, that's on the profile. You set it up. It's a secure location. In it, like the wildfires, when something just traumatic happens, everything is there for the first responders can immediately react to it. And that's just something that I just can't emphasize how valuable that is to have that information in a heartbeat. Also, individuals who are deaf and they're driving, there are times maybe they'll get pulled over. If the police officer doesn't know they're deaf, there could be a bit of a communication gap. But with Smart911, their name is up there. The minute they give their license, when you have Smart911, the police officer could bring up that profile and automatically realize, oh, this person uses ASL to communicate, or I have to write things down for them. So it's just a really good tool to use. Individuals, if you're walking, they might be blind, visually impaired. they need help, they'll say their name. A first responder will know exactly who they are, their emergency contact information to call. And it just helps first responders just lickety split, be able to provide that services that is so needed. Individuals will say, I have a disability or I have a special need, but that's not descriptive enough. Within Smart 911, there's a tab that lists your access and functional needs. What are some things that you need to access and function at home or in your community? Could be medication, a walker, like I said, or like oxygen or what have you. And I just see this as so valuable. It's not only good, once you put your information in Smart 911, it's nationwide. So everyone loves to go to our 9th Island there in Las Vegas, and something happens. I mean, it's very hot, that climate. Maybe the heat got too much and you kind of passed out a little bit from the heat. Once they see your ID, they put your name in the system, a first responder, boom, everything pops up. Emergency contacts, if you're on medications, anything like that. So not only is it good for Hawaii and all of our islands, it's good for our 9th Island and in the nation, wherever you travel within the United States. So it's just a really great tool to have when there's nothing happening. You sit down with your family members. You could put everybody in your family who's on there. You could say if you have animals, support animals, comfort animals, or pet, all that could be put in there. So if emergency happens, there's a fire, first responders will know right away if there's pets in the house, or if you have a comfort animal or a service animal, they'll know to look for it right away. So I just can't say enough about how excited I am that this is out there. It's free, no cost. And once again, it's completely secured. Nobody can get the information except for the first responders. And what you put on there is up to you. So it's not like it connects to your medical records or anything like that. You put in the information you want people to know.
So you had mentioned about once someone knows that you're in Smart 911. So is there like a little, like I have a medical alert bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
So is there something similar for Smart 911?
Yep. So like your medical, the medical alert bracelet, the difference is that when a first responder sees it, right? Smart 911, it's not anything that you have to have. You don't have to have a card or a necklace or a bracelet. All you need to know is have an ID on you, just your name or a phone number.
Sorry to interrupt. So the first responders, is that one of the first things they're going to look in Smart 911 to see if you have a profile?
Correct. Well, it automatically links to it. So with the first responders, when they put your name in, it automatically pops up.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's part of it right there. Especially if you call 911 first, it automatically links. But let's say somebody calls 911 and they see you, they'll put your name in, the first responder, like, this person, this is who we're responding to. That I don't know the proper name for it, but that information will automatically pop up.
Okay. So when you're registering for Smart 911, like I still have a landline. I haven't gotten rid of it yet, only because sometimes I need to use it to find my phone, my cell phone.
Right.
So, and I still have a fax machine. It's a printer fax, but people go, you still use the machine? I go, you know how easy it is to just put it in there, press the number, press send, and walk away. I go, if I do it from my computer, sometimes to me it takes a lot longer, So that's another reason why I still have my landline. So would you register both your cell phone and your landline? So all the phone numbers that could be connected to you would be correct in that profile.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Cool. This is
absolutely
cool.
It is really neat.
A lot of people don't realize that you may not think to have your child in there, but children have allergies.
100%.
So those are, to me, that's really important. And even for some of our younger population with special needs, that some people may not readily identify that they have a condition of some sort that
Correct.
prevents them from communicating openly.
Yep, we have hidden disabilities, you're correct, that people aren't aware of.
Yeah. So this is cool. I really think this is a cool, and especially with all the awareness, even nationwide, also in Hawaii, there's a lot of campaigns going on for about related dementias. That to me is so important, because you never know when someone's gonna start to wander away.
Exactly. Like I was saying, it's like kind of the cartels of the Silver Alert that passed in Hawaii, which we're really excited about. And we've also added on cognitive disabilities as well for an intellectual or other types of cognitive disabilities. But within that Smart 11, you can put your POA, which I encourage everybody, get a power of attorney. We never know when something odd might happen. So you always want your POA there in your emergency contact. Like you're saying, children. One of my good friends, she has two kids with peanut allergies, and she put that on there. So again, when she calls 911, either from a landline or her cell phone, they'll say, "Oh, my kid is having an allergic reaction." They could say right away, "Is it this child or is it this child? Is it a peanut reaction? Is it a nut?"
Yeah.
So that 911 will help them stay focused. What are you calling about? And can really react so much quicker. The time is remarkable. Also, Smart 911, if there is an emergency, a tsunami, a hurricane coming, and they know this one community is going to be evacuating to, I live in Eva Beach, so Campbell High School. Smart 911, the emergency resource people can look on the demographics and see what type of supports people need. Now, it's going to be our responsibility to get to the emergency, to our evacuation center, but they could do a sweep to emergency personnel in the event, like if they know a lot of people are elderly in this area, they have walkers or wheelchairs, they could be better prepared at the evacuation center. So that could help our first responders when people do evacuate to the evacuation center. Remember, we have to get there on our own. When we get there, there could be the proper supports when we're there.
That is fantastic. That is so cool. Because you never know when you're going to have that emergency. And, I tell people, I go, if my mom lived in a condo and the building was on fire, we try to get her to evacuate. I know she's going to, well, the fire department, I hear them coming. They're going to put out the fire. She won't want to evacuate, but it's literally carrying her out is what we're going to have to do if it came down to it, But
right.
I think for seniors, it is so important to have alternative evacuation plans in place for some of these seniors. So I think the Smart 911 is fabulous.
Tremendously. It helps maintain independence and dignity with Smart 911. You have that, the condo. So again, when first responders, they hit an address, they could see everybody in Smart 911 at that address. And they'll know exactly how many people may be in the stairwell. Because if there's a fire, for individuals who use a walker or a wheelchair, they go into a stairwell. That will alert the firefighters, hey, we need a couple more people here. We're going to have maybe 7 or 8 wheelchairs in the stairwell. We have to get them out. So I just can't emphasize how it just really helps maintain your independence and dignity. You don't have to rely on somebody else or telling somebody, oh, this is wrong or that's wrong. If a neighbor or a friend sees that you have fallen, you don't have to give all this personal information. You just tell them, call 911, give them my name, and boom, it's all there. So I really think that helps us in that area too, And
I kind of want to remind everybody, because on the fire department website, on one of the pages on the very bottom is the aftermath of the Marco Polo fire that was done by Lynn Kawano. And it interviewed a lot of the firefighters. And some of them were due for retirement, within days of that fire. But some of them, when she did the interview, even they were amazed at the intensity of the fire. And I think some of the stories were two firefighters were involved carrying one individual down those stairs. And it's what the fire was like 26 to 27th floor. So can you imagine having to carry down individuals that many flights of stairs? So it took two people just to carry one person. So, having this Smart 911 really gives the support to our emergency responders so that they can call in extra troops as needed,
Exactly.
It's being prepared because sometimes with a fire, you never know until you get there what the intensity is going to be. And the intensity, it goes two ways. Either it's going to get worse and it gets to the point where it's out of control, or, it's something that was manageable and they were able to put it out in time. But, it's that situation where it gets just the intensity, and plus too, when you're in that emergency situation, sometimes you just freeze.
Right?
You're just in shock and you just freeze. Like, what do we do? And of course you're hearing everybody yelling and screaming. And so even more so, it's just a state of panic that you just absolutely freeze. So to me, as much ammunition and information that we can give our emergency responders, the better we all are for the safety of our community, especially in condos, townhouses, where you're in a tight-knit group. But even like what you said, once you reach a shelter, they can kind of be a little bit more prepared.
Exactly.
So I think this is fabulous. So any other last words that you want to add in?
We encourage everyone to set up your profiles for yourselves, your loved ones. And this could just really ensure safety and accessibility for emergency care to help individuals age in place. We want that. But as you mentioned, it's for the entire family. Children, they get lost. They get, there's fires that happen when you're home alone. And this will just help everybody. So please, it's a free service. It's out there. Please do it. Thank you so much.
Okay. And then one last tidbit I wanted to add in. We were trying to get the silver alert because that passed into law. I think Hawaii was the last state to adopt the silver alert program. So it finally got passed. It's under one of the enforcement agencies. They're not ready to launch it, but I'm going to be following up with them in about a month to see where they are, and then we'll have them on a Condo Insider as well. But
that will be so cool. Thank you so much. And with Hawaii, I think we were kind of late in the game. However, we're one of the first states to include cognitive disabilities as well. So, children with either autism or traumatic brain injury, Tourette syndrome, these hidden disabilities that could cause alarm to maybe first responders. So we did really good on that front. So thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, Daintry. I really appreciate you being here. And as a reminder for everybody, we have a aging resource seminar coming up this month on the 14th of November. It's a Thursday at Oahu Country Club. So if you're a condo board member, you can register online at hawaiicouncil.org. And we hope to see you there. It's going to be the lineup we have is Catholic Charities. We have our Elderly Affairs Division with City and County, AARP. We have the Endowment Foundation also presenting. So we have and also Adult Protective Services. And one of the things we wanted to make sure to everybody is it's when you need to call Adult Protective Services, when to and when not to. So that was one of the main focuses, all these resources that everybody can, and it's not just for the condo community, it's you as an individual to know these resources that are out there because you can share them with your family and friends, as you see people changing and they're kind of like needing a little bit of assistance. The more you know, the better you are to help your fellow coworker, family member, or other people in your community, That's the way I think of it. So again, Daintry, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate your time. And thank you for doing this Condo Insider. And we look forward to seeing a huge database. We have 1 million people in population here?
1.4. Let's get it.
Yeah. So let's get on it and get this done. So thank you again and have a good weekend.
Too. Thank you.